This is part 1 of 4 for 21C feedback and ESSA, the Every Student Succeeds Act. Videos are produced to highlight some areas of the law, and you can use this to help inform your feedback for each part of the survey. Part 1 is really in the big picture, and it focuses on purpose and definitions. The overarching concept of the purpose of the program is to establish or expand activities in community learning centers. And there are 3 key purposes underneath that overarching concept. One is that opportunities for academic enrichment, including tutorial services, are there to help students, and in particular students who attend low-performing schools. And this is a important phrase that we need to look into, and will do so. Secondly, community learning centers will offer students a broad array of additional services. And there's a list here. It's much like it was in the past law, but there are some clarifications and some additional language in that paragraph. And the third purpose is to offer families of students served by these centers opportunities for active and meaningful engagement in their children's education. So there's that family component as well. Getting the law sort of spelled out with definitions is quite important, and we're going to highlight a few of them. Of course, there's the community learning center is an important one, and there are 2 key phrases I'd like to focus in on. One is that it's an entity that must reinforce and complement the regular academic programs of the schools, and secondly, that programs are targeted to the students' academic needs and aligned with the instruction that students receive during the school day. The next definition is around eligibility and eligible entities, and this, like before, there's a range of eligible entities or consortiums or partnerships thereof. Along the idea of partnership, the law talks about an external organization, generally as a nonprofit, and so the idea of partnerships in the law is key and is embedded in the definitions. And finally, there's some more detail on the definition of a rigorous peer review process. The next section of the law, 4202, focuses on funding and how it flows. So after Congress and the President signs the amount available to be available for the program, 1% comes off the top for national activities, which is managed by the U.S. Department of Education. Another 1% goes to payments to outlying areas, that's places like Guam, for example, and the Bureau of Indian Education. The amount that states receive money by formula, Vermont receives a small state minimum because we are small and have a smaller population. The amount for grantees is not less than 93% of the total allocation given to Vermont. In the earlier law, this was not less than 95%. State administration is not more than 2%. That is constant and consistent. And for state activities, not more than 5% may be used for these items listed. In the earlier law, this was not more than 3%, so there's a potential of a 2% difference.